Strata Call Manager provides efficient call control from your PC. It combines the capabilities of your computer and your telephone into one powerful communications tool. Call control from your PC gives you the ability to dial, answer, transfer calls, and more using your mouse without ever picking up a telephone handset. Strata Call Manager can be used in conjunction with an IP or a digital business telephone to provide desktop call control. Strata Call Manager can also be used as a standalone IP soft phone on your computer, providing mobility and remote access. I have a call coming in. To answer the call, I'll simply click on it. My Strata Call Manager is integrated with Microsoft Outlook, so anytime I make or receive a call, I get a screen pop. I'm going to go ahead and close this dialog box and hang up the call. Let's take a look at my personal call handler rule that pops Outlook. I'm going to go ahead and edit my personal call manager rule so I can show you some of the other settings that are possible. The first thing I would like to point out is number 1, my trigger rule. And my trigger rule is set for when I answer the call, not when it's ringing. You can certainly set it up for ringing if you like. I prefer to have it after I answer. We're going to skip the conditions and go over to the number 3, actions, and you'll see that I have a screen pop immediate for Outlook. Let's take a look at some of the other pre-configured options. As you can see, we've got pre-configured arrangements for Telemagic, Maximizer, Lotus. I'll let you read the list if you want to pause the presentation and take a look at it. It's important to note, if your application is not listed here, as long as it can work with DDE, or Dynamic Data Exchange, you can get the same results. Let's take a look at my buttons. I've got these buttons set up as speed dials to the Salesforce. I'm going to undock this button bank and dock it to the left side of my screen. Now that my buttons have undocked from Strata Call Manager, I'm going to grab the title bar and slide it over to the left side of my screen and dock it there. And now my buttons are docked to the left side of the screen, or anchored in position. Okay, next I'm going to open up Strata Call Manager's File menu and select the Help menu item. Selecting Help launched a PDF, which is actually the Strata Call Manager's user guide. I'm going to go ahead and maximize this document. I'd like to point out that the PDF, when it maximized, respected the boundaries of the docked buttons. While creating presentations like this, I often hide my desktop icons. I brought them back for a minute so you can take a look at it and see that when I docked my buttons to the left side of the screen, my icons automatically moved to the right, adjacent to my docked buttons. While I have these buttons set up as speed dials to the Salesforce, I can actually do a lot with these buttons. They're pretty flexible. First, let's take a look at the Account button. This is a shortcut I set up to a Word document with handy phrases that I can cut and paste in emails. So selecting the Account button opened up my Word document. I'm just going to go ahead and close that. I've got the Toshiba training button set up to launch a web page for a training site that I administer. So I go to it frequently, and this makes it very easy to get there. Very exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and close that window. I've got a blank button here. Let's go ahead and change it to do something. I'll select the Change Key option, and that brings up the Setup Key dialog box. As you can see, I have a number of options. I can put in a feature code or a speed dial, system command, a user-defined action, ACD keys, DSS or direct station select keys, a web key, which is what I use for the Toshiba training site. In this case, I'm going to select Run Program. I used Microsoft Paint quite a bit during the day, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a shortcut for Microsoft Paint. Next, I'll label the button Paint so I can remember what's under it. And just for fun, we'll change the color of the button. I think I'll go Toshiba Red. When I chose red as my button color, it automatically changed the font from black to white, and I'm happy with that. However, if I wanted to, I could change the text color as well. Okay, let's save our changes. And let's try out our brand new Paint button. It worked. No typos or anything. Alright, let's close this window. Let's take a look under 2 of the other buttons. I'll select Change Key. This is another Run Program, and I'm just pointing at the executable for the program. Let's look under the Google button. This one happens to be a web key. So for web keys, you just put in your URL target, or the web address, and then you label your button. Next, I'm going to show you Compact Mode, but before I do that, I want to put some shortcut keys up on that Quick Access toolbar. I'm going to right-click on Make a Call, then select it to add it to the Quick Access toolbar. So here you can see I've cloned Make a Call and put an icon up on the Quick Access toolbar. I've done that a few more times to add Transfer, Hold, and Hang Up to my Quick Access toolbar. And now, let's go into Compact Mode. This is Compact Mode, and as you see, it frees up a lot of screen real estate. Another option for docking Strata Call Manager is to dock it across the top of the screen. You can also dock it across the bottom of the screen. If you're running two screens, you can put Strata Call Manager on the second screen. However, you can't dock it over there. It can only dock on the primary screen. Okay, next we're going to take a look at my Contacts tab. I've set the members of the Sales Applications desk up under their own tab. And this is a great teamwork application. I can see that Bryce is busy. His status is he's doing a golden meeting, which means he's probably doing a demo for a customer, but he is available for chat. Matt, Pete, and Tim are all idle, which is unusual for these guys, but Pete is also available for online chat. By right-clicking, I'm given the option to call now, make a phone call, chat, or do a chat broadcast. Maybe I'm looking for a particular document I could broadcast to all four and say, do you know where this document is? And whoever did would answer me back. Let's take a quick look at my call history. If I want to call one of the numbers in my call history, all I need to do is double-click it. So, I've placed a call.
Toll-free directory assistance.
And now I need to hang up. Next, we'll take a look at Dialer. The personal dialer makes it easy to schedule phone calls to be placed later. For example, when a sales representative arrives in the morning, he may know he needs to contact 15 of his customers. So from Microsoft Outlook, he can drag and drop the contact information of all 15 of the customers into his dialer. When the designated time arrives for each call to be placed, the user will be presented with a pop-up screen alerting him it's time to place a call. Once the call is finished, the user will be presented with another pop-up screen requesting information about whether the call was successful and whether or not it should be called again later, for example if the party was busy. So let's add a call to our list. I'll enter the phone number I want to call, the customer's name, and account number. In the subject, I'll enter the type of call. In this case, I'll put sales call. And I'll schedule the call for 1 minute from now. Then I'll save my changes. 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000. This dialog box actually popped up in the lower right-hand corner of my screen, so I just dragged it up into the middle of the presentation. To make my call, I simply double-click it.
Toll-free directory assistance. Please say the name of the listing you want.
And we can see that I'm on a call, and that the power dialer has my call status listed as in progress. And I'll hang up the call. This follow-up dialog popped up automatically, and basically it wants to know the result of the call. Was it busy or completed? Let's say completed. If I hadn't reached the person I was trying to call, I would also have the option of rescheduling the call for later in the day. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, a half hour, whenever's convenient. And I'll click OK. And we can see on my status area that call is now listed as done. Let's take a quick look at ACD Viewer. I don't happen to be an ACD agent, so what I'm going to do is bring in a screen capture and show you that. The Strata Call Manager ACD Viewer programs allows Strata Call Manager users connected to the Strata ACD to view the status of all ACD groups in which they are members. It shows the operating status of each group, and as the group becomes busier, it changes colors, and you can provide warning sounds to alert you of the status of the changes. You can expand each group view to see how the number of calls and the status of each agent and supervisor in the group. Each group contains a My Status icon showing your own status in the group. Logged in, logged out, busy, wrap-up time. When you right-click your icon, you can change your status. The ACD Viewer is fully integrated with Strata Call Manager Chat, so you can easily place a chat call to a supervisor or another agent simply by right-clicking that person's icon. Plus, you can broadcast chat notification to all agents and supervisors within your group. Next, let's take a look at call history. Call history is simply that, a record of all my outgoing and inbound calls. And I can sort each column by clicking on the column title, or if I wanted to make a phone call and call somebody back, I could just double-click the phone number and it would place the call for me. Alright, next over to chat. Chat is like instant messaging. So I can be on a phone, I can send a chat message to somebody else that's on the phone, they can answer me, and then I can respond to the customer's needs. So chat's very handy, especially in a call center environment. Let's send a chat to Chris Pedersen. I'll start by selecting the Hello button, because that's easier than typing. Then I'll click the Send button to send my message. Chris has opened up the whiteboard so we can draw. We can both draw on it. Chris drew some doodles. I'll doodle back. Chris is sharing a screenshot from his PC. Now this could be a document or it could be an application he's working in. It's a good collaboration tool. Visual collaboration makes things easier sometimes. That concludes this presentation. If you have additional questions, please feel free to ask your Toshiba authorized dealer, or if you'd like to see a live demo, have your authorized dealer contact the Toshiba Sales Applications Desk and arrange an appointment. Thanks for attending, and have a pleasant day.